to the Punk Rock Raider. My name is Dirty D from Dirty T. I am the Punk Rock Raider. I am back with another episode. Today we're going to be talking about, just kind of recapping free agency to talk about the new, updated, current needs for the Raiders for the NFL Draft. And then I'm also going to make an announcement. I've been kind of struggling with this, and I'm going to keep this channel very Raiders. So I will talk about draft prospects and positions in need specifically for the Raiders. But I'm going to be starting another channel. Should be up, if it isn't up at the time you're watching this video, within the next day or two, called Punk Rock NFL Draft. That's exclusively draft content. So if you follow me for draft content, you want more in-depth draft content, that's where you're going to get a lot of that stuff. This channel is going to be exclusively for the Raiders. Anything we talk draft is really specific to what the Raiders' needs are going to be. I don't want to sit here and talk about tight ends and things Raiders don't need, and I don't want to deep dive into things beyond what the Raiders need for this channel. That's what the draft channel is going to be for. So, free agency was a smashing success. Many would say we won the offseason, which I don't know how much you really want to win the offseason. You want to win the regular season, but at least we're winning something. And it started with the Max Crosby trade, which broke our hearts but felt like good value. That led to us, we were super active. Tyler Linderbaum, awesome pickup. Allows us to move JPJ exclusively to guard next to him. Seems to shore up or set us shoring up our interior. I was a really big fan of re-signing Eric Stokes as well as Malcolm Kuntz. We also brought back Charles Snowden on the ERFA tender. Really big fan of us shoring up our edge position. We also signed Kwity Paye, who I really like and I think is underrated, and I think we can unlock more pass rush out of. As well as, Jalen Naylor. I think also there's a lot more to develop there as a number two. I think we were nailing it out of the park, and then the Crosby trade falls through. What does that mean for us? Well, that means we can afford both. We just add Max Crosby back to this roster, and the defense looks a lot better now. The team looks a lot better now. We also signed both Nakobe Dean and Quay Walker. I'm not huge on Quay Walker, but there's a lot of untapped potential. If we're using him the right way, he could be a very good player. I almost forgot we brought in Teron Johnson to be our nickelback in a trade. Excellent move. Traded away Geno Smith. Was able to recoup a little more cap off of that. We brought back Jordan Meredith. Brought back a lot of smaller people that just help us kind of set our depth, as well as signing some good special teams players and depth players. Really like the Spencer Buford signing. Really like the Conrad Hayward signing as that third tight end, that fullback. So there was a lot we did. We were super active. And what does that mean for our needs now? Well, I think we've solidified edge. We have 4 edges that I think are pretty good. Doesn't mean you can't grab another one. If it's really good value, get the best players you can get. I think we solidified the interior of our offensive line. I think the interior of our offensive line looks really good. And left tackle looks good. Colton Miller is still a great left tackle. I think Charles Grant is the tackle of the future for the left side. Hey, maybe you let him compete for right tackle. Wouldn't be mad at it. But I have other things I'd like to do personally. And we'll talk about receiver in a bit, but I love the signing of Jalen Naylor. I like that direction. Linebacker seems like we at least have our starters solidified. Could always add a little more depth. So, okay, we did a lot of good things. We signed a lot of players. Well, what do we need? What do we still need on this team? So I broke it down into primary needs, secondary needs, and tertiary needs. I think that obviously quarterback is our biggest need, but hey, we have the first overall pick. We already know what's happening. We're going to draft Fernando Mendoza. Nose tackle and free safety are the two positions that I feel like we just haven't addressed. I think Adam Butler can play some nose for you. I think he's versatile enough to play that 5 tech or that nose. Um, Tonka Hemingway, I think, can absolutely play 5 tech. Jono Lualu, 5 tech. I don't think those are like superstar players, but yeah, you at least have some stuff there. JJ Pegues can play nose, but do you want to count on him as a starter yet? You at least want some competition. I think having a true nose, I would love a guy that could like stay on the field on passing downs as well, but someone that can really be that nose, set the tone of that defensive line, really help out in the run defense. And then free safety, we don't have a true coverage free safety. Those to me are needs that we just don't have on the roster right now. Isaiah Palomau, I think, is more of a box and big nickel, and he can do that. He can do that on a low level starter level. He's not a free safety. He showed last year. He shouldn't be your starting free safety. Um, and then everyone, like most of the safeties on a roster, fit that mold of that kind of box big nickel. We don't have any free safeties really to talk about, so we have to address those two things. Luckily, there are a lot of noses in the draft, a lot of nose tackles, a lot of free safeties. Honestly, I think we can get starting level guys or guys that can eventually be starters into the 4th round. So good news there. I also think right tackle is a big need, and for me, because of all those positions other than quarterback. All right, we know where we're getting our quarterback. Right tackle, offensive tackles, starting tackles are hard to find after day 1, early day 2. It's hard to do. They go earlier than you think they should. If Max Ianitor is there at 36, or even maybe we trade up a little bit, I think you gotta go for it. I think if you can solidify the right tackle position with a long-term starter, at least multi-year starter that you think will develop and be a 2-contract guy, you do it. I don't care about. I like DJ Glaze. I like him more as a guard, but you want him to play tackle. Cool. Bring in a guy that can compete, be a long-term starter. Charles Grant, I think he could be a star at left tackle. Colton Miller's getting older. Trade Colton Miller either at the deadline or next year. Let Grant develop a little longer. He was a raw prospect. Looked excellent in his very limited time. Left tackle, bring a right tackle. That's what I would do if the right guy's there. If the right guy's there. If not, if we can't find a guy, 2nd, 3rd round, maybe you draft a guy in the 4th round, go ahead and let Grant compete for that right tackle job. Let Glaze hold it down. But that, to me, is a big need. That's a primary need to me. Receiver, everyone talks about we need a receiver 1. We have a receiver 1. He wears 89. Brock Bowers is a wide receiver 1 in the NFL. I don't care if he plays tight end. He's the guy you run your receiving game, your passing game through. We have 3 guys currently on the roster that I think are very ideal and high potential wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3s. Jack Bech, 2nd-year player. Coaching staff last year was abysmal and didn't give enough playing time to these young guys and didn't put them in positions to succeed. And that's important to remember for another player we'll talk about. But Bech, I want to see get an opportunity to compete, to play more of that outside X, can move him inside, use him around the field a little bit, the way that Clint Kubiak does really well with receivers. I think he really fits that type of Shanahan, McVay, Kubiak style of receiver really well. Want to give him opportunities. Naylor, same thing. He can be a deep threat, but I think he can offer more than he's been given to offer in that intermediate and short area of the field as well. I think he's a pretty decent route runner. I think we can get more out of him. Don't want to take targets away from him. Trey Tucker, super explosive, great at creating separation. mostly a deep threat, but I think you can get more out of him again on that shallow stuff. He goes down easy on contact. That's why he's not a great yak guy, but he is quick. He is fast. He can get open. He can place in that slot. He can burn you on the outside. Don't want to take too many reps. And I want to let Dante Thornton develop. If you want to bring someone in to compete for that number 4 spot, I'm into it. Bring someone to compete with Dante Thornton. I want the rest of our receivers. I'm actually okay with what we have at receiver because I like I can't remember his first name, Bo Jackson's nephew, competing with Thornton. Some of that X, some of that deep, take the top off, play some special teams, be a gunner for you. Heck yeah, Derek Young, also a good gunner, great special teams guy. To me, I am okay with that being our 6 receivers. And I know that's a hot take. I still have it listed as a need because if a Jordan Tyson, Omar Cooper falls to the end of the first round, go ahead and make the jump up. Or if Jordan Tyson specifically because of injuries falls to 36, that's a game changer type of receiver. If you can't get a game changer type of receiver, there's other receivers I like a lot that you could talk about maybe. But if I would rather solidify those trenches, solidify free safety than chase more weapons. I think we have enough weapons. I think we have enough mouths to feed. Is it the best? No, but we should see what we have in them and we should build the line, build the trenches. Let the offense run through Genty, through Bowers, get Mayer some touches, and let these young wide receivers see what they have. And if they don't have enough, well, next year's class will probably be elite at receiver specifically. There's dudes. So, hey, you let the young guys play. You build the trenches. Next year, if it doesn't work out, you get a number 1 receiver. But it's not like we don't have anyone to throw to. We have people to throw to. We have plenty of people to throw to. If you're not satisfied with the receiver room after this year, go get the big name guy next year. Unless one of those dudes falls to 36. Again, I love Shedrick Jackson as a talent, Dante Thornton as a talent. If Jordan Tyson's there at 36, that you could win Offensive Player of the Year with that guy, I think. So go ahead and take it. I also, as a secondary need, have interior defensive line, like a 5 tech. Because while I think we have good bodies there, if you can, I don't think there's anyone that's transcendent talent at that position, but you could say Kendrick Falk could be good at that. I think we already have Kendrick Falk and Tyree Wilson, who also can play that 5 tech. I almost forgot about him. I think he should. But if there's a guy later in the draft that you like his talent or is just, you like a lot, wouldn't be mad at taking that kind of 5 tech or someone that's kind of alignment versatile on the interior defensive line. Chris McClellan, I'm a big fan of. I think he can play both. And then I put running back because we don't have a backup running back. I think we need a backup running back. That is a sneaky secondary need. There's a lot of guys I really like there as well. And then our tertiary needs, our third needs. I really like our corner room. I think, again, similar to our receiver room, Eric Stokes was really good last year. He was a starting NFL corner last year. There's a reason you paid him. Teron Johnson, he's your starting nickel. He's a great nickel corner when he's being used right. We gotta see what we have in Darian Porter. He looked pretty good when given the opportunities. Got better through the year. DeCamerion Richardson, I like DeCamerion Richardson. I want to see more of him. I like him as your 4th, 5th corner. Maybe you add a guy in the 4th, 5th round. Maybe there's a guy in the 4th round, 5th round that you like a lot to compete for that 4th, 5th corner, maybe push into that 3rd corner spot. Or you just love a guy so much. You're just dude, D'Angelo Pons is the fucking man. I want him on my team. I don't give a shit. Sorry, other guys. other than that, though, I I wouldn't put that as a top need. I would fill out where we don't have enough talent. Kicker, we brought in Matt Gay. Would love to bring in a rookie to compete with him. Pretty, don't gotta say a lot about that. And then linebacker, because our starters are filled out, I think. But we want to add some more depth, some more people. We brought in a excellent special teams linebacker. We still have Tommy Eichenberg. We still have can't remember his name, the guy from Minnesota we drafted last year, but you want to add some more depth, you absolutely can. You can add depth anywhere, and that even goes back to quarterback again. You want to bring in a guy to compete to be a future backup. I'm a really big Ethan Kaliakmanis guy. I like Jalen Daniels. I like Mark Granikowski. Like, you want to bring someone like that in the seventh round or just as a UDFA, more than likely. That's also something that I think we could really need. Hey, but overall, man, the direction of this team, the talent we've added, I'm not ready to call us a playoff team. I have this to be the third year, though. I've said, and I'm hoping third year's the charm. We could be a 7-9 win team, 8 wins. I would bet somewhere between 5 and 8. 7 would be my guess, but this could be the team that finally gets us back to the 8-9 win team. If I had to bet, we're probably more like last year's Saints than we are last year's Patriots. But hey, anything is possible. That's it for me today. I am going to continue the positional primer for the NFL draft. I'm going to only be doing positions in need. And I am doing them in strength of positional group, right? So defense, offense, defense, offense. I'm going to keep it that way. Next one I have is receiver, because receiver is the strongest positional group of the offensive class for the draft. So we're going to be talking that pretty soon. I have rankings that I'm still messing around with. I'm getting on scouting reports in my Patreon. If you are not signed up to my Patreon, which you should be, I have that full draft guide available. If you want to just get some extra content, I'm doing some extra write-ups there, as well as some videos. I have a couple of film breakdowns that are going to be dropping. My name is Dirty D from Dirty T. If you haven't done so, please like and subscribe. It's a free way to support my channel. I appreciate you. And look out for the new Punk Rock NFL Draft channel. And have a great fucking day.